Hello, love. Welcome home to Eden. So let's talk about why it is so important to vote for Biden at this time. Okay, I've been really stumping for Elizabeth Warren, I know, and she's amazing, but I went in a journey in my soul, my heart to say, who has won against Baby Dumpty? Like, who actually was able to win in the future? And I saw Biden clear and strong. You know, I went to a Bernie rally the other night just to feel the vibe, feel the pulse. And my daughter said something funny. She said, Mom, you know, I've never seen so many white people in Springfield in my whole life. She's like, I'm used to being like one of the only white people around, but like there's more white people in Springfield on this one rally than there's ever been. And it was true. There was no people of color. There was no, I counted three in this room where there was, tons and tons of us packed in. I counted three people of color, and in the lines swirling by us, 1,000 or more people, maybe two, and the other two, actually it's four because there was two people selling t-shirts that were African American. Everybody else was white, and young. All right, so we don't have the question is, what do the people of color know that the white, especially the young white kids, don't understand yet? Well, first of all, it's this self-indulgent privilege to go, yeah, I'm going for the radical guy, the cool dude with the marijuana t-shirts we're making about feel the burn. You know, the people who are really affected by Baby Dump they're not playing games, and they don't have the privilege to just throw away their vote on a fun little camp out preference of a bunch of, bus trips to feel the burn. No, they want to win. So, and if you look at the all of this extremism too that's coming along with the Bernie campaign, this is really intense because while we were in the lines for his rally, here comes people with their signs saying socialism is slavery. Well, we know capitalism is slavery, and they don't know what they're talking about because a socialistic democracy would be so freeing. But still, you can see what's going to be happening more and more in the future. And if one person, even one, has showed up with this big sign at a Bernie rally in front of thousands of people to tell them their message, that one person is very rare. Most people would never do that, to go to somebody else's rally and show their signs. That person represents thousands of people's thoughts on the matter of socialism. They don't understand it. They're scared of it. They think it's communism. Now there was all these football guys up on a balcony to slander us, shout at us, and they were all the Trump people who were like, go get a job, and like throwing down their beer cans and stuff. And so the whole feeling, there's this feeling of scary polarity in violent discharge. And when you want to really have sustainable change, it is not an extreme movement that actually makes the change. It is the path in the middle, which is what the wise ones will always tell you. And then the young person will be like, but that's no fun. That's not passionate. That's not creative. That's boring. Well, the path in the middle is subtle. And that's the thing about Mr. Biden. And the thing I want to really express to you, because you'd be like, Eve, are you selling out now? You're supposed to have this divine feminine channel thing all about vote for the woman, because I love Warren. I think she's amazing. This is the other thing. When I started to stump for Warren, immediately I got those emails that I used to get when I was stumping for Hillary. She's evil. She's a witch. She's dangerous. Because anytime a woman is seeking power, this hatred of the feminine that's totally unconscious in our culture and that's in the women comes up. And it's often the women and the Bernie fans that were sending me the most hate mail when I was stumping for Hillary. And as soon as I started stumping for Warren, it was the same hate mail coming up. Now that's just tip of the iceberg. If she was running for presidency, the kind of slanderous videos that would be created about her as lies would be made as usual. But the thing is, when pointed at her, they would be believed because she's a woman, because she's honest, because people are so afraid of the feminine. Whereas if and when they create lie ads all over the internet about Biden, well, we've already been through it, right? There's a whole impeachment trial that happened because of that slanderous attempt. So now it's not going to work at all towards him. It will look like more of the same. And we know that the reason Baby Dump created those videos about, I mean, that whole story about Biden to try to get dirt on him was because he's scared of him. So, you know, Baby Dumpty is already scared of President Biden, Vice President Biden. He's already afraid of him. He's already psyched out. So that helps the matter. And he is not afraid of a woman because he knows how to humiliate women. He knows how to disenfranchise our power and make us feel so scared and humiliated, walking around behind Hillary while she's talking randomly, you know, things to disorient us, you know. He's practiced as a stalker predator of a man. I can't even call him a man. He's a baby. So he's denying that the coronavirus even is real. He's a baby. He's about his little, you know, when I'm gonna get my ice cream now, you know. So you have to get the baby out of the position of power to have a tantrum tyrant in power. People of color know it's got to happen. You have to win. So vote for Biden if you want to win. Okay? Because the slander's not going to work, and the guy is subtle. I just watched the most amazing video of him talking about, oh my goodness, the death of his wife, the death of his daughter, and the death of his son. And how a reverend asked him, how does your faith keep you anchored as you run for presidency? And he was like, every day I ask that I am accountable, that I am worthy of my son, my son's last wishes. And he said many things. So when you watch Biden, you see a subtle character with many layers to how he's thinking. This is the divine feminine in a man's body. That's the thing. Remember, we're talking about feminine energy, feminine principles, feminine values, and that is not gender specific. So you can have a man who carries the divine feminine, and that is Biden. To me, that's what I see. I see a heart. He's willing to cry, and he's willing to be fierce. He's willing to be gentle. He's not throwing a big dramatic party. He is simply sticking to the issues. And he is deeply, deeply compassionate to all the issues of people of color and of women and of the environment. So here we go. It's a paradox, right? You're going to vote for the feminine by voting for the man. That's my plea to you, that we don't give, you know, any more room for patriarchy to destroy our planet and our lives and us as women and as families and as men who want to be loving beings, you know, peaceful warriors. And that's the other thing about Biden. Like, he's a peaceful warrior. And you feel it in him, like he's been tested by that fire of incredible sacrifice over his lifetime and heartbreak and loss. And instead of giving up, he's gotten up to serve. That is a feminine quality, darling. If you think about all those sleepless nights with your baby and carrying that baby in your body, and that is the quality of the feminine, that sacrifice for love. And the divine masculine that I also feel Biden is definitely carrying serves the agenda of the feminine, of the people of color, of the people who are poor, and the people who are moms, and the children, and the education, all that. Okay, I said enough, right? Okay, good. So vote for Biden, would you? And at least if you're not gonna, if you have to vote for anybody else of your choice, vote. Just vote, because right now the children are voting. The young people are voting. If the adults don't vote, you're basically saying, I'm not an adult. I'm going to let the kids make the choices. I'm not going to take any responsibility. So we've done that enough. Like, we've gotten all under our watch of all the times you didn't vote and you let that baby dump get in there. or other things that have happened, like the destruction of the environment, wages too high, and the cost of housing too high, and we're all like, yeah, I'm going to buy property, make another million off of the rents I charge. It's all happened on our watch, that our kids have nowhere to live and no jobs to support the ability to live in whatever rich housing that we've created from our generation. So if you also don't vote, what you're saying is, I have abdicated all my responsibility. I am not an adult, and I'm just joining the baby dump family to just try to grab everything I can for me without putting any energy in to help the world. So I know it's a little bit of a strong message that I'm saying, but I met a guy in that Bernie line who was with all of his kids, and they were all like, yeah, we're voting for the burn. And they don't have the experience to know that you need experience and subtlety. You need a man of character and much, much experience to handle the complexity of the problems that are going to be coming our way, including the coronavirus. You need somebody with a lot of experience, So this as a person who hasn't voted in the past, or whose friends don't bother because they're jaded, because they're all the same. You can see that they're not all the same, that Dumpty is way different than Hillary. What if all of her agendas and everything she's done in her life, she never grabbed cock. Sorry. She never tried to do those horrific things that he does daily, hourly, out in front lying. That's a real difference in personality structure. So you want to look at the person's life, what they've done. And that's also the trouble about Bernie, is that he speaks really well, but if you really look at what he's done, it's not a lot in the Senate. It's not a lot of bills that he's put through or written at all. I don't even know. I think there's not even one. He's the amendment king. He's always amending other things of other people. And he voted for guns. Like, guns? He would not allow the things to pass that would have put restraints on guns. And we know, as women, as mothers, as people in our neighborhoods, there's got to be gun control. Okay, so here you go. Thank you so much for your time. Love you so much. And get out there and vote and be an adult. Okay? At least be an adult and vote. All right. Love life, darling.